Hello, dear friends. Welcome to our online weekly webinar with specialist of IVMED Fertility Center and IVMED Family Surrogacy Agency. Today, we have a special topic. Our topic today is questions and answers about surrogacy process. We decided to answer the most popular questions about surrogacy process. And today we invited our medical coordinators of IVMED Family IVF&surrogacy Agency to answer all the questions that you have. Just to remind that we have an active chat. If you have any questions, feel free to send us in the chat and we will answer them. So first, I'd like to present our medical coordinators, Irina Doroshenko and Nadia Kudelska. They are our coordinators for the European patients. And my name is Daria Srebryakova. I'm a medical coordinator who work with patients from China. So let's start with our questions. And our first question is how to start the surrogacy process. Actually, isn't that process is not that hard as it can be. So firstly, you need to contact with your medical coordinator and to send all the medical documentation that we have, that the medical coordinator can choose for you the suitable program. You need to contact also with the doctor to know all the options for treatment that you have. After that, also you need to prepare your documentation, such as, of course, passports, medical certificate that indicates that you can't bear, you can't carry a child. And also, one of the most important documents are a document is marriage certificate, and you need to prepare not only your original of the medical certificate, but also do the legalization or apostille. So you need firstly to contact your medical coordinator to discuss all your treatment options, to prepare all your documents, and the medical coordinator will help you to arrange visiting Ukraine with the doctor and so forth. Our next question will be how long does the surrogacy process take? So please, Nadia.
Yeah, a lot of patients actually ask us how long does the entire process last. It is hard to give a very specific answer to that question, but we can provide the general, the average time that it takes. Usually it's around 1.5 years. It can be a little quicker, it can take a little bit longer, but this is the general reference point that you should keep in mind. So as soon as you have the embryos, we take care of providing the surrogate mother within from 1 to 3 months. So this is the period of time that may vary a little bit. But eventually, if all goes well, if the surrogate mother becomes pregnant from the first transfer, then you add up more nine months more, and we have the birth of the baby. And then it may take up to 1 more month to form the documents for the travel documents for a child until it can leave the country. So in average, if we count all the procedures before the pregnancy and after pregnancy, it will take around 1.5 years.
Okay, thank you for your answer. Our next question is surrogacy legal in Ukraine, and are there requirements for the couple? Please, Irina.
Thank you for the question. So surrogacy is absolutely legal in Ukraine. For start the surrogacy process, the most important is to have its official be in official marriage and present us the marriage certificate with apostille or legalization, depends on country, and of course it's your medical certificate, because for start the surrogacy program we need to have the medical certificate with indications to surrogacy program. It can be for unsuccessful IVF attempts, it can be some surgery, some abnormalities or malformations connected with your uterus, etc. Thank you.
Thank you for your answer. So we move forward. Really interested in the question. Can I take part in the surrogacy program if I am a single? Please, Nadia.
Yeah, the short answer will be no. Unfortunately, Ukrainian legislation does not allow single parents to enter into the surrogacy program. If it is a simple IVF procedure, it's okay. There is no restrictions in the matter. But if it's surrogacy, this is why we require the marriage certificate with apostille, because the Ukrainian government is very strict about this, and we need a couple to enter in the surrogacy program.
Thank you. So our next question, how can I choose a fertility clinic to take part in surrogacy? Actually, a really interesting question, and there are several criteria. How can you choose a fertility clinic? And one of them is medical certification documentation. So you need to be sure that the clinic has all the medical documentation to provide medical services. Actually, is really important. Next criteria is treatment options. So you need to be sure that clinic can offer you the best option for you. For example, in IVMED Fertility Center, we can offer Skype appointment with the doctor, so you can be at home. You don't need to arrive to Ukraine to ask all your questions, so you can do that online. So doctor, according to your medical documentation, doctor can provide you treatment options, and you will know all the options that you have in advance. Next criteria also the success rate. So you need to understand and to know what is success rate in general in the clinic, but also you need to know your personal success rate. For example, during the Skype consultation, you can talk with the doctor, and according to your previous history, the doctor can tell you your success, your personal success rate according to for example, your medical history, your health conditions, and so forth. Another important criteria is agency. You need to look if the fertility clinic has an agency that can provide, for example, surrogate mother, own support, provide medical coordinator support, and so forth. It's really important because usually every fertility clinic has an agency, and it's easier to do surrogacy program through agency that works with clinic directly. You can have all your questions and all your answers. It will be more quicker for you to receive all the answers. And the last criteria, but not least criteria, is the price. You also need to be sure that there are no hidden costs, that you clear about the price of the program, which costs are included, which costs are not included. You need to be sure that, for example, if there will be some, if there are some problems after birth, or twins, or cesarean section, or so forth, so you need to know what, how much do you need to pay for the program, for the surrogate mother, and so forth. So there are some this 5 criteria, the most important one, and after that you can choose a fertility clinic. So we move to the next question. Will the surrogate mother be related to the baby? Will she have any parental rights? Should we be worried? Please, Irina.
I think it's very popular questions from our patients. Because when they on the step and then match surrogates for their program, yeah, they really worry how surrogate will feel about it, about the baby, how her like feelings after the childbirth, etc. But first of all, we told all our patients that surrogate mother hasn't any parental rights, because embryo that we transfer to surrogate mother, it's your embryos, and this embryo genetically related to our patients. So surrogate mother, when she start the program, she understands that first she will sign special application form that we require after the childbirth, that she she understands that this baby is a baby of our patients, and she doesn't have any parental rights. So in general, you shouldn't worry about it, because our surrogates, when they join our programs, understand all conditions, and understand that baby first hasn't any doesn't relate to the to her, and everything will be fine. And our patients, it's our intended parents to the future baby. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next question. Does the birth certificate include the name of the surrogate mother? Please, Nadia.
Okay, again, the short answer will be no, but let me explain a little bit more in detail. So when the surrogate mother gives birth, there is a certificate that's issued that explains about the fact that the birth took place. There is a surname of the surrogate mother, but this is the document for her, just that a woman had birth in the maternity hospital. Later, we collect all the documentation and we go to the civil register to register the baby and to obtain the legal birth certificate. This is the real document that the baby is registered with. So it is the only document that has the legal power. And in this document, there are only your names, the names of the patients who participated in the program, and they are the only parents of the baby. So there is no name of the surrogate mother on the birth certificate.
Thank you for your answer. Our next question, what if the surrogate mother wants to keep the baby? So actually, usually surrogate mother doesn't want to keep a baby because they, as Irina said before, they totally understand the condition. They're not, surrogate mother is not the mother of the baby. She's a gestational carrier. She understands the condition of the program, that the baby is not hers. And despite that, also, we signed the legal document, the contract between intended parents and the surrogate mother. And there is a written part in the contract that surrogate mother agrees that she is not a mother. She understands all the conditions and she doesn't have any rights for the baby, and she can't claim any rights for the baby because she's not genetic mother, she's not related. After birth of the baby, she needs to sign the document that said that she is not the mother, the embryo was transferred to her, and the parents are the intended parents. So it's only one document that you need to sign. It also depends on the country. Sometimes surrogate mothers need to come to the embassy or to the notary office like several times. But for example, for Chinese patients, it's only one time. For patients from Germany, they need to do like several times. But surrogate mother has her own children. She takes care of them, and usually they become surrogate mothers because they want their children have better life. So patients don't need to be worried about that. So our next question, do we need to fly to Ukraine one more time to sign the contract with surrogate mother? Please, Nadia.
Oh,
sorry. Iria, okay, sorry.
Okay, so I'll answer on this question. Usually, of course, when we are planning your process in surrogacy program, we try to make everything more comfortable for our patients and understand that sometimes it's hard for them to come several times to Ukraine to sign all the papers, especially notary agreement with surrogate mother, because usually first time they're coming to Ukraine for their part, right, to create embryos, for example, to visit clinic, to sign medical agreement, agreement for support. And after we will have patients' embryos, we start to match surrogate mother. That's why we ask our patients to do the power of attorney, which allow us on their behalf to sign a notary agreement with surrogate mother. If, for example, our patients cannot come to Ukraine for first visit, right, we send them the example of power of attorney. They will prepare this attorney inside their country, put apostille or legalization, it depends on the country, and send us the original via DHL or some other services, it doesn't matter. In case if patients come to Ukraine for the program for own stimulation, for example, we arrange a meeting with notary in Kiev, prepare this power of attorney, they sign these documents, and further we can use this power of attorney, usually this power of attorney on our representatives. It's the director of our agency, Nadia Milinevska, and our lawyer, Alena Danishevska. They can sign different papers on behalf of our patients. Of course, it doesn't mean that we just sign your papers and nothing tell you. No, of course, we will agree all steps of your program with you, and if you allow, give us permission to sign documents on your behalf, we will do it. But in this case, you don't need to be in the clinic. We can do it by our representatives, yeah, and sign necessary package of documents. Thank you.
Thank you for your answer. The next question, can you communicate with my surrogate mother? Please, Nadia.
Yes, you can communicate with your surrogate mother. So the first time when you can communicate with her is actually even before she enters in the program. So when we offer you the profile of the surrogate mother and before you tell us your final decision if you accept the candidate or not, you can have the Skype interview with her with a translator, so there will be no problems with understanding each other. So you can talk to the surrogate mother, see if you like her as a personality, if you feel okay with entrusting your child to her. So if you accept and she enters in the program, as soon as you wish to talk to her, so when she comes to the clinic for a checkup or she has an ultrasound or a visit, you just let know your coordinator that you'd like to have a conversation with your surrogate mother, and then we organize another Skype interview with her. Also, throughout the program, you can ask that the surrogate mother take photos of herself, of her belly, so that you can be present during the process, even if you're not physically there in the country. After the birth, you will communicate once more when she signs the negation of the paternal rights to the baby, and then you make the payment. And this is the final time that you see the surrogate mother. If she needs to come to the embassy with you another time, then this is another time that you communicate with her. If you have no further wish to see her or to have any contact with her, it is your right. We respect it. Surrogate mothers are aware of that. So this will be totally your decision. And the amount and the terms of your communication with the surrogate mother is the decision of biological parents.
Thank you for your answer. Our next question, do I need to find an attorney to take part in the surrogacy program? Actually, no, because all legal services are included in our surrogacy program. So we help you to, firstly, when you come to Ukraine, we prepare all the medical documentation for you, all the contracts for you. We also prepare all the documents for the surrogate mother. And when we sign agreement with the surrogate mother, as Irina said before, according to the power of attorney. So we also prepare that. And after the childbirth, we help our intended parents to arrange birth certificate, and after that help to prepare all the documents for the embassy. Of course, it depends from the country. In some countries, the exit process is easier. In some countries, it's more complicated, but we can arrange that. And if we need some additional legal services, it's also not a big problem. So you don't need to find any attorney to take part in the surrogacy program in Ukraine. So it's all legal services is included in the program. So our next question, how many contracts do I sign during the program? Please, Irina.
During the program, our patients sign 3 contracts in total. The first contract is for medical part. It's for medical services that we provided The second one is for supporting service, yeah, because mentors and coordinators from our department support you during the whole program. And the third one, it's notary agreement with surrogate mother. So in total, we signed 3 contracts, 2 at the beginning, yeah, and the third one when you match surrogate mother, and we are starting preparation for embryo transfer. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next question. 1 second. If I have remained frozen embryos and I want to wait a couple of years to do the second program, can I? Please, Nadia.
Yeah, after your program is finished, and if you still have some embryos that weren't used in the previous program, we keep them. So they are stored in cryo as long as you wish them to. So in most programs, the year of cryopreservation is included. Later, you just pay for the storage of embryos, and we will keep them as long as you wish. So before the embryos are utilized or disposed of, you need to write an application. So you don't need to worry that someone will throw your embryos away without letting you know. Of course not. It doesn't happen that way. So the embryos will remain safely cryopreserved in our clinic until you decide what to do with them next. If you come around in a couple of years, you'd like to have another baby through a surrogacy program, you just contact us, you let us know what you wish, and we have special programs designed to be implemented with patients who already have their embryos created. So if you come around to make another program, just contact IVMED team and we will help you to set everything up.
Thank you for your answer. And our next question, and it is the last question. Should I find the surrogate mother by myself or through agency? Actually, it's really interesting question because a lot of patients can ask them and try to find a surrogate mother on different websites, but we highly recommend do that through agency because in agency there is a professional team that coordinates surrogate mothers, that knows everything about preparation, about all the ultrasound checkups during pregnancy, about the whole process, and they know not only medical part, they also know the part of legislation, which documents the surrogate mother need to prepare to enter the program. So there are also, according to the law, there are several requirements for the surrogate mother. For example, she needs to have one child, one healthy child. So she needs to bring the birth certificate of the child. So when you find the surrogate mother online, there is no guarantees, and you don't know the health condition of a surrogate mother. You don't know if this woman can be the candidate or if she can pass all the examination. For example, in our agency, IVMED Family Surrogacy Agency, we have a special department that coordinates surrogate mothers and egg donors. And actually, if you want to know more about them, we have several webinars, and where the head of the department for surrogate mothers, Natalia Radchenko, she answers all the questions connected with surrogate mothers. And also we have a webinar where we invited our wonderful surrogate mothers to answer all the questions. So when you work with agency, you can be sure that your surrogate mother is safe. You can be sure that she has a personal coordinator who helps her answer all her questions, visits doctor with her, and these coordinators, they have a connection with us, with medical coordinators, so we can inform you about every step of the program, every step of pregnancy. And as we said before, we can send you ultrasound checkups and photos and videos of the belly and so forth. So it's more safe when you go through agency and not independently find surrogate mother. So that was our last last question that our patients sent us before. And just to remind you that we have an active chat if you want to ask any questions, feel free. And I want to remind that we have also a YouTube channel, and every webinar is recorded, and you can check the webinar later and see and watch it again. If you have any questions, you can also ask in the comments. It's not a problem. So we have a question. Will there be a problem if my marriage certificate has my maiden name, then my passport has now have my husband's last name due to he's being married? I think it's a question more for the lawyer, but I think
I can answer this question if you wish me to.
Okay.
Mhm.
Perfect.
So if you have, well, your documents need to have the same name. So if you have the situation that you were married and you changed your name and it doesn't correspond, so we need to have a special document that proves this change of surname. Basically you can make a special document called affidavit. So you go to the notary, and the notary has to certify that this person bearing this name and this person bearing the other name are the same person. So it's a very easy procedure. So most notaries can do that. So you just need to provide the special document. Another way would be to provide a certificate about the change of the surname. Some countries provide that, some countries don't. And if you don't have this document, then you need to go to the notary to make the affidavit. But it's no problem. It's an easy procedure.
Okay, thank you for your answer. I need to check our chat if we have any more questions. I think not. We will wait a couple of minutes. Maybe we will have another question. If you want to contact us, you can contact us also through email. Contact at IVMED.com.ua. So if you have any questions we don't answer during the webinar, feel free to contact us. We have different channels, and feel free. So we don't have another question, so I think we will finish our webinar. Thank you, Nadia and Irina, for your answers. Okay, does it have to be apostilled? Does it have to be apostilled? I think Nadia is for you. That document about changing the name.
As far as I know, they don't put apostilles on this sort of document, so the notary should be enough. But again, yeah, we can check with our lawyer and answer that for certain.
Okay, thank you. As usual, as always, we can check all the information with the lawyer, and that I think it will not be a problem to them.
We just want to note that anyway, when our patients start the process, right, send us a lot of documents, we as coordinators, we discuss it with our lawyer department and try to clarify if these documents will be enough for start the surrogacy program or not. So please don't worry if you send us your documents for clarifying, we will do it. No problem, we will do and return to you with answer. Is it okay for your program or not?
The most important part is that you send them to us, and
yes,
we will check. Yeah, that is the most important part.
Yeah.
Okay.
Short amendment to what I said. So you can make this document in Ukraine, the affidavit about the change of your surname. Then you don't need to put an apostille on it because it's made in Ukraine. But if you do it at home and you bring this document to Ukraine, that it also needs to be apostilled. So this is the answer to your question.
Okay, so it's easier way to make the documents in Ukraine. It will be easier. You need to not to do that.
Or apostille from your home country.
Okay, thank you for your answer. Okay, we have okay. Thanks, girls. Take care. So thank you for visiting our webinar, and take care. And we will see you next Friday. Goodbye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. Bye.